Inequality in the Global South as a problem needs more research attention for policy option. For 3 days, Daad collaborated with the Irdp to train doctoral and postdoctoral students to strengthen their research capacities as young and early career scientists, as well as building research network focusing on inequality issues in the Global South. The workshop was conducted at Irdp in Dodoma, Tanzania, on several topics by various instructors. Doctoral and postdoctoral students generally undergo highest research skills in their academic studies, while Irdp and Daad has to train and connect them. Dr. George Kinyashi was the facilitator and the coordinator of the workshop from Irdp.
Actually, this is the role of experienced researchers to nurture young researchers. So the fact that they are young, there has been a need for them to be nurtured, to be mentored by already experienced researchers. So the aim of bringing them together was actually to give them experience, so to strengthen their research capacity. And the research, you may be surprised that no one can say, yes, I have all the knowledge in the research. There are, as the name suggests itself, research is the voyage of understanding, a voyage of discovery. So you discover something that you have never known before. So for them to get together with these professors, they actually get experience which they have never had.
Dr. Miriam Matimba, one among the participants, admits that the workshop has expanded the way on how she is to deal with inequalities.
So the past 3 days have been very enriching to me because, first of all, I learned more about reducing inequality, not only in my country, which is Tanzania, but also at the continental level and at the global level. For example, we were talking specifically, about the Sustainable Development Goal number 10, which is reducing inequality. And one of the things that was very outstanding was during the presentation whereby one professor was saying that when we look at inequality or when we look at development, we have to look at development not just, or when it's time to measure development, we don't have to measure development just in terms of the money. We also have to measure development looking at the access, because at times there could be, for example, the GDP of the country could have been going up, but access to resources such as healthcare facilities, water, and other basic needs for some people in the rural communities can be very problematic. So that was very eye-opening to me, and it has added in my research and as a young scholar.
Professor Walter De Vries from the Technical University of Munich, one among instructors, said that young researchers, apart from findings and models, they should go beyond it to assist in implementation of their findings and models.
The whole issue of equality is still there. That it has always been there for many years, and we still don't get a good grip on it. So you also need enthusiasm and maybe new insights to tackle this issue, both conceptually but also practically. So it's not only important that you get a good insight in what it means or how to make a model out of it, but also what sort of conclusions and recommendations you can give to politicians so that they can implement it, and maybe even go further, work with politicians towards an implementation strategy. So, and that's also what I mean with getting out of the bubble of science. You can sit in an ivory tower to do lots of nice modeling, mathematics or whatever, but at the end of the day you also want to change something. And what I sensed, at least with this group, was enthusiasm. I think that is of primary importance, and I hope that they can also pursue what they want to do. And I'm here only for a few days, but my aim was to motivate them as much as possible to do their job. Yeah.
Dr. Nokwanda Nzuza from South Africa says that the topic on methodologies has added more value on her research skills.
As you know, as anthropologists, we pride ourselves with doing qualitative research. So for the first time today, during this workshop, I got to engage with discussions concerning mixed methods as well as quantitative research, which is totally different from what I'm used to. So whilst I was lost in the beginning, the facilitators were able to explain everything in detail. And what I'm taking back home is that as much as I may be a qualitative researcher, but now I'm going to be able to collaborate with other scholars who may be using mixed method as well as quantitative because of the skills that I've learned here.
Professor De Vries adds also that young researchers need broad research knowledge and more collaboration.
I think what they share with researchers, especially junior researchers all over the world, is that they are usually groomed in a very narrow topic. They've gone through master studies, PhD studies, so they know a lot about a single topic. But when you're finished, you're all of a sudden confronted with, first of all, a lot of administration issues if you work at a university, but also with the need to collaborate with others much more than you did before. And for that reason, it's important that you build up a network of colleagues, of peers, of people that are working in a similar field. And it's also important that you learn to talk the language of other types of research and other types of domains. And I think this whole workshop helps, first of all, with that networking experience, that you know people who are in a similar position and a similar stage of their professional career. And also, I think we confronted them a little bit with how do you connect to other research fields and still do your own research, still pursue your own research interests.
As she comes from South Africa, Dr. Nokwanda has got experience and a network from Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya.
I learned more also on ethical issues regarding research, and the examples that were given, the context that was discussed was really mind-blowing in a sense that these are things that we teach to students, but we don't really spend time to go to literature and learn more and more about it. So it has been eye-opening. Also, such an environment is good for us as young academics because we get to meet other African scholars, and we learn more about the dynamics that they have in their different countries, as well as the challenges that they may be experiencing, and how we as South Africans can learn through them. So it has been a mind-blowing, mind-opening workshop. We have learned, it was basically on methodology.
On the closing remark, the Irdp lecturer, Professor Hosen Mayaya, reminded the participants that research on better policies would be the solution toward African conflicts that rise from inequality.
All of us are just witness of what is really happening in the global south, especially in Africa, whereby almost 11 countries out of 20 in the world are facing challenges, security challenges, as a result of inequalities. Dear participants, addressing the problem with inequality, in fact, requires introducing policies that specifically target the gaps and ensure that poorest segment of the population are able to overcome their disadvantages. However, making good policies need to be informed by research, hence making this international workshop on equality studies very important, relevant, and timely to the global south.
Irdp organizers would like to carry such kind of trainings at least once per year on various topics. Dr. George Kinyashi talks on the sustainability of the workshops.
We hope that this is not the end, it is just a beginning. We at the Irdp, we have in our budget funds for local workshop like this, but it is our hope that Daad, and we are still also in contact with other funders to make sure that we sustain this program. At least each year we have a workshop of this kind, bringing researchers from different countries to discuss different topics, not on inequalities always, but we will be looking ways of discussing various topics on, it might not be next time not on research, probably on something else.
After the workshop, what were the reaction of the participants?
First of all, this workshop has exposed us to latest modern quantitative and qualitative approaches of handling research, and has also exposed us to a number of ways through which we can manage, finance, and also continue with our research approaches, and also network with international scholars and our colleagues from the rest of African countries who have been here. And I'm sure we have achieved a lot. First of all, networking has been very essential. We have already identified projects we are going to work on with a number of colleagues. Majority of our participants have been senior members, so it has given us an opportunity for us who are still on the PhD program to network and also get avenues through which we can advance and publish our research further.
But basically, as part of the workshops, we learned more about research, as of the techniques, models, and how to deal with the issues of ethics. So it was very interesting, very important as young researchers, so to apply it as in the course of normal life, and also as in the career development as in research.
Thank you. For Daad and Irdp, this is an opportunity for empowering young researchers. And these are the people to bank on because they are the future generation in the education system, in the research environment. These are the people who are energetic, they still have fresh brains, they can think through problems and come up with solutions. So what they've done is a good step towards empowering them, giving them the opportunity to be trained on different methods of research, qualitative and quantitative, which are very informative and very crucial when it comes to proposal writing.
These participants are expected to submit joint research proposals and collaborate in conducting research on inequality issues in the Global South.